groovy.
What's up guys, Awkward Arsik here.
Hot Dog and Sailor.
So we're less than 2 weeks away from opening night of HHN 2017. So what are we doing today?
We are going over the properties and then ranking them from least to most anticipated.
So let's just knock out the property we know that neither of us are very excited for, and that is The Walking Dead, which is a returning permanent attraction. How do you feel?
I mean, it's there.
It's there, and it's not using up an actual maze location, which I'm okay with. They add a couple of scare actors, but besides that, about the same. So
yeah.
So what is your number 7?
So my number 7 is American Horror Story Roanoke.
This video is gonna get so many dislikes now. There's so many die-hard American Horror Story fans out there. What do you have to tell them right now? You're disappointing
Your show
them.
sucks.
Oh god.
I'm not a big fan of the show, and I didn't like the maze last year except for the freak show part. I watched part of this season and I'm just not excited for it. I was excited for the Pigman,
But then Saw was announced, so that means we have Piggy Man in 2 mazes.
So it took away.
And while she only watched a couple episodes from Roanoke, I actually stuck through, watched it all, because she got the good portion of it. The first 5 episodes I think are enjoyable. Set up the characters, the atmospheric house. The house architecture is beautiful. That's gonna be cool to see in a maze. But then after that, shoot, nothing really that exciting. So this was my number 6. So it's near the bottom of my list as well. For those of you that love American Horror Story, please don't hate us. Let's move on to my number 7, which is The Horrors of Blumhouse. This was on the leaked lineup since May. And when I first heard about this mashup maze, I was actually excited. I think mashup mazes are fun. We get the best of multiple properties in one. I wanted to see Get Out, I wanted to see Split, maybe a little bit of The Visit, Paranormal Activity, throw in a little bit Sinister.
But we're getting The Purge.
So yeah, The Purge we've seen multiple times. Happy Death Day doesn't look like a very good movie. And Sinister, which is the only one that I'm actually looking forward to, but I don't think it should be shared with the other 2 properties that were announced.
That's actually my number 4.
Okay, that's higher.
Mainly because of Sinister. I'm excited to see that. Purge we've seen too many times, so that's why I'm like, And Happy Death Day, although it doesn't look like a good movie, I'm just excited to see a new property at HHN this year. Yeah. My number 6 is Saw. I am a huge fan of the movies, but I'm just not very excited to see it as a maze. Mainly because it's mostly gore and not actual horror. I can't imagine it actually being a scary maze. I feel like it's just going to be a lot of watching victims get tortured.
And that's exactly what the 2 mazes we had back in, I believe, 2009, 2010. You would see a lot of victims. You would see every trap. You were just the observer, seeing it all.
Yeah, so I've never seen Saw at HHN because I'm still kind of new to it.
And this is actually my number 5, so it's a little bit higher on my list. The only reason is because I love the theme song. It gets me hyped up. They used to have it at the main entryway too, so they had the scare zone, they had the maze. John and Chris have learned how to make IP-based mazes more original and do that creative spin on it. So I'm hoping they kind of make us feel a little bit more a part of the traps instead of just watching it, and I think they will, so I'm excited for that.
What's your number 6?
My number 6 is American Horror Story Roanoke, which we already talked about.
So my number 5 is Ash vs. Evil Dead.
That makes me really sad, Hot Dog. Why? Why is it your number 5? I like making you
sad, that's why it's my number 5. Mainly because I am not a big fan of the original Evil Dead. It's mostly Ash that I don't like.
Any girls out there that like Ash vs. Evil Dead, let me know. Meet me up at Horror Nights.
I did like the remake Evil Dead. Ash just annoys me. Like the way he talks, the way he treats women.
Ash is just misunderstood. You have to give him a chance.
I don't like it.
He's cocky. Yes, he says certain things, but he's a great guy. Saves the world.
But I still am excited to see the Deadites.
That is my number 1. So thanks for spoiling it. There's no anticipation anymore for my number 1. Thanks a lot.
Oh, what's my number 1?
Shut up. I'm actually rewatching season 1, and then I'm gonna marathon season 2, which I haven't seen yet. From what I hear though, Henrietta makes an appearance in season 2, which I'm really excited about. We're gonna be seeing a puppet in the maze based off of something we've seen in the original movies. We of course go back to the cabin that we know and love. The first season does a great job of bringing that nostalgia with new characters, new demons that are introduced from the Book of the Dead. I mean, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited, guys. This is like... Oh yeah, look.
So what's your number 4?
It is The Shining. Some of you guys might be wondering why it's so low on the list.
Why is it so low on the list?
Thanks, hot dog.
Tell us.
That's how everybody out there is like, tell us, tell us. It's a masterpiece of a film. It's so well acted, it's so well directed. There's some great scenes, but I feel like a lot of the scenes that worked out perfectly in the movie are going to be so hard to translate. Even the most infamous scene, which is the blood coming out of the elevator doors. How are they going to do that in a maze? I don't know if it's going to turn out well. I have high hopes, but if you look at The Exorcist last year, Hollywood didn't execute it very well in my opinion. Orlando did a very great original take on it.
Although that was a fan favorite.
I guess. How scared are you going to be of a guy with an axe? When you have demons and Insidious, and you have Jason and Leatherface, Jack Torrance, isn't that scary? Yeah, he's crazy, but are we going to see actors that are as scary and as well of an actor, are as good of an actor like Jack Nicholson? I don't think so. What do you think? You fart? Never mind.
Your breath. That's actually my number 3.
Okay.
I'm definitely curious as to how they're going to pull off, like you said, a whole maze, because I don't feel like there were that many scenes throughout the film that were actually creepy or scary. Maybe 2 or 3 that I can remember that stood out as that. The one thing I'm most excited for is to see the iconic Grady twins and the elevator walking through the carpet
and the hedge maze
hallway,
which would be cool. One last thing about it is in the Mummy Queue. The Overlook Hotel is very large and grand and beautiful, but the Mummy Queue is one of the smallest or most condensed areas. So for me, it's like, I understand Orlando, they're going to be doing it in a soundstage. It's going to be very grand. Their sets are going to be huge, very cold. And here, John is also saying he's going to try to make it cold, but it's a very small venue, so I don't know how exactly they're going to do that. So my number 3 is Titans of Terror. What is that?
That's my number 2.
Oh, what do you think? You can talk about it first.
It's Titans of Terror, guys. Come on. Why wouldn't I be excited? So I've actually had at least one of the slashers every single year since I started going to Horror Nights. Those have been the scariest mazes that I walked through. And Freddy Krueger is the love of my life. I would marry him if I could. So I'm super excited to have him back.
Yeah. And
especially with Leatherface, because I'm 5'3", so Leatherface just hovers over me and it's the most intimidating.
He hovers? He's like,
not hovers, but
towers.
Towers. And I'm really excited to see it on the Terror Tram as well because of that.
Hey, we're not talking about the Terror Tram yet.
Okay, fine. I'll hold my opinions on that one.
Yeah.
But Titans of Terror Maze, I'm super excited for. I love the Titans of Terror. They're my favorite.
So,
I wish they would come back every year.
3 minutes later, we did not get any useful information out of Hot Dog for Titans of Terror. She just kept saying how excited she was.
So excited!
I've seen these slasher icons in 2007, I've seen them in 2008, I saw Michael Myers in 2009, I saw Freddy and Jason again in 2010, I saw Michael Myers, I don't know, and Texas Chainsaw in 2012, and then Freddy vs. Jason, and then...
Well, aren't they the best mazes?
And I'm still excited for them. What's going on? They're repeating so many times, but they keep making these mazes so freaking great.
And they're all different.
And they're all different, and John Murdy and Chris Williams, I feel like, have done a great job making it original, doing that original spin on it, like we've talked about so many times. They're putting all 3 icons in one maze venue, so we're actually getting 2 other mazes that we haven't seen before. That is my number 3. Now let's go to your number 2!
That was my number 2!
Oh my gosh, no, let's go to my number 2!
I said that.
Sorry, I forgot. So Insidious is my number 2.
That's my number 1!
Oh my gosh. So Insidious is probably one of my favorite horror movie franchises in the last 10 years. I love the characters. I love the way the movies are directed. James Wan, the master of horror. Of course, I always say that, but he does great movies.
That's why Insidious is my number 1. Because although, you know, Freddy Krueger is the love of my life, Insidious are definitely the scariest mazes I walk through here and in Orlando. So I'm super excited to see the 4th one, get to walk through it before even watching the movie.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I don't know the characters, I don't know what to expect, kind of just going in blindly.
And that's why it's also higher on my list, is because it's heavily based on the 4th. It's gonna feel new, which is the one thing I was worried about. Plus, we're gonna see the older demons that we're familiar with, so it's a nice blend. And that final scare 2 years ago when you had the red lipstick demon, Bride in Black, and Man Who Can't Breathe all pop out at the same time. Terrifying.
It was. I ran out of the room.
And I actually fell to my knees at one point while the red lipstick demon was towering over me. Or like Carrie would like to say, hovering over me. But I'm gonna guess, this is just a long shot, I feel like there's gonna be 5 scare actors in the last room with the dirty lady, the key demon, and the 3 demons we've seen in the past mazes.
No.
All popping out at the same time. That's just my guess. We'll see.
No.
Exciting stuff.
I'm so excited.
We're gonna do full reviews on each maze individually, do full walkthroughs, comparisons between the IP mazes that are shared on both coasts. We're gonna have a ton of vlogs as well. We're gonna have tips for first timers that we're gonna have to refilm with the lineup being announced now. Mr. Fifth and I actually originally recorded it, but I think things are gonna change now based off of what was announced. Please let us know what you think about our list. Let us know what your list is in the comment section down below.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you didn't enjoy the video, let us know why you didn't enjoy it so we can work on improving certain things.
And a shout out to Brandon Voorhees for telling us our smoke alarms needed new batteries.
So yeah, we shall see you guys soon. Goodbye.
Bye.